The man who disarmed one of the alleged perpetrators of the deadly Bondi Beach shooting has been charged with assault. Ahmed al-Ahmed was hailed as a hero after intervening in the attack at a Jewish event in December, in which 15 people were killed and dozens injured.
In recent weeks, Israel's National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir has shown the world a version of modern Israel it had preferred not to see, from telling the press that he would not allow a United States ceasefire deal with Iran that was bad for Israel to his televised harassment of bound activists of the global Sumud flotilla. Ben-Gvir's actions have drawn outrage on a global stage. Delcy Rodriguez is in India for the first time since she became Venezuela's interim president after democratically elected President Nicolas Maduro was abducted by the U.S. military in January. Energy cooperation, including the supply of Venezuelan oil to India, tops the agenda during her 5-day trip, as leaders in New Delhi look to diversify energy imports amid supply disruptions in the wake of the U.S.-Israel war on Iran.
Monsoon rains have arrived in India's southeastern state of Kerala 3 days late. The meteorological department says the rains typically arrive on June 1 and are critical to India's economic health, enabling farmers to plant cotton, soya beans, sugarcane, rice and corn. The FIFA World Cup begins on June 11. Here are 10 quiz questions before the tournament kicks off in North America. You can follow the action on Al Jazeera's dedicated World Cup 2026 page with all the latest news, match build-up and live text commentary, and keep up to date with group standings, real-time match results and schedules.
Manchester City is considering legal action after Real Madrid presidential candidate Enrique Riquelme said he would sign the Premier League club's Norwegian striker Erling Haaland if elected. Riquelme, a renewable energy entrepreneur challenging incumbent Florentino Perez, made the pledge during an appearance on Spanish television on Wednesday, where he held up a Real Madrid shirt bearing Haaland's name.
When I first opened the box, the Oura Ring 5 comes in. My first thought was, wow, that's tiny. My second thought was that this is a smart ring a lot of people have been waiting for. As someone who got quite used to wearing the Oura Ring 4 ceramic, I was surprised how noticeably smaller and lighter the new Ring 5 is. The South Asia Centre at the London School of Economics and Political Science. London School of Economics and Political Science has invited applications for its postdoctoral visiting fellowship for Pakistani researchers for the academic year 2027 to 28. The programme, run in collaboration with the Charles Wallace Pakistan Trust and the British Council in Pakistan, will allow one selected fellow to spend up to 8 weeks at LSE in London conducting short-term postdoctoral research. Punjab University PU has become the first public sector university to launch an AI chatbot for the public to help students with admissions and other university-related information. The PU Admission Assistant chatbot was inaugurated by Vice-Chancellor Professor Dr. M. Ali during a ceremony attended by Chairman Admission Committee Professor Dr. Mahmood Salim, Dean Faculty of Computing and Information Technology Professor Dr. Shahzad Sarwar, Deans of various faculties and administrative officers.
The National Database and Registration Authority, NRDRA, has expanded its mobile registration services to residential areas of Karachi, making essential identity documentation facilities more accessible to citizens. Officials said a NADRA mobile registration van arrived at the Central Telegraph Office compound on Wednesday, where residents were provided with several services, including computerised national identity cards, CNICs, children's registration certificates, also known as B forms, and other related documentation facilities.
Growing body of research presented at the American Society of Clinical Oncology meeting in Chicago suggests that widely used GLP-1 medications for weight loss and type 2 diabetes may also offer protection against several types of cancer and improve patient outcomes. The studies examined patients using drugs such as semaglutide, Wegovy, Ozempic, Wode, Rybelsus, tirzepatide, Mounjaro, Zepbound, Trulicity, and other GLP-1-based therapies.
The Punjab government has decided to add 3 new cities to the Medical and Dental College admission test, M-Network, this year, 2026, to make the exam more accessible for students. Mianwali, Laya and Bahawalnagar will host MDCAT examination centres for the first time. The decision is expected to benefit candidates from remote areas by reducing travel time and related expenses.
Supreme Court, SC, on Thursday dismissed a review petition filed by Zahir Jaffer and maintained its earlier verdict upholding his death sentence in the Noor Muqaddam murder case. Noor, aged 27, was found murdered at Zahir's Islamabad residence in July 2021, with the probe revealing she was tortured by him before being beheaded. Zahir was sentenced to death by a trial in February 2022, and his sentence has already been upheld by the SC once. Prior to that, the Islamabad High Court had also dismissed his plea challenging the trial court's verdict.
India and Venezuela sought to boost their ties in the energy sector on Thursday, with New Delhi saying that Caracas sees it as a preferred partner in the sector at a time when global oil supplies have been disrupted by the Middle East crisis. Venezuela's interim president Delcy Rodriguez is visiting India with a large team of ministers and held talks with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday. Australia on Thursday won the toss and chose to bat against Pakistan in the third and final one-day international ODI at Lahore's Gaddafi Stadium. On Tuesday, an understrength Australia shocked Pakistan by 41 runs in the second ODI in Lahore, levelling the 3-match series 1-1, with fast bowler Nathan Ellis taking a career-best 4-wicket haul.
French-Iranian artist, author and women's rights activist Marjane Satrapi, the illustrator behind the graphic novel memoir Persepolis, has died at 56. A statement from the Élysée Palace announcing her death Thursday lauded Satrapi's work, saying her work captivated a global audience.
Last month, 40-year-old Emma O'Neill, a black Irish woman, was racially insulted 3 times. Teenagers in her town south of Dublin shouted, "Go back to your country!" at her. She was rudely asked by a man whether she spoke English, and she was called the N-word at a local pub, all in the space of 2 weeks.
Social media giant Meta has hit out at Australia's latest plans to force digital platforms to support media outlets financially, labelling the proposals poorly designed and grossly unfair. Meta, the parent company of Facebook, WhatsApp and Instagram, said on Thursday that the government's news bargaining incentive, NBI, would shield news publishers from needing to undertake the innovation necessary for a sustainable media landscape.
Semaglutide, the active ingredient in Ozempic and Wegovy, may slow some molecular signs linked to biological aging, according to a randomized, placebo-controlled clinical study involving adults with HIV-associated lipohypertrophy. The study, published in Nature Communications, examined whether the GLP-1 drug affected epigenetic clocks, which estimate biological aging by tracking DNA methylation patterns. The work analysed data from a previous clinical trial of 108 adults, while the epigenetic analysis included paired DNA methylation data from 84 participants.
Rapper Talha Anjum has once again called on the government to do more for the families of the 11 Pakistani seafarers held hostage by pirates off the coast of Somalia. In an ex-post addressed to Foreign Office spokesperson Tahir Andrabi on Thursday, the rapper said, "For the past 45 days, 11 Pakistani citizens have been stranded off the coast of Somalia, completely abandoned without help, food or essential supplies." When Nvidia CEO Jensen Huang makes his second visit to South Korea in just 7 months this week, it won't be only to meet top memory chip and robotics executives, but to throw the first pitch at a baseball game and appear on a TV talk show. While a celebrity in his own right, the charm push by the Taiwan-born 63-year-old highlights South Korea's critical position in the AI landscape.
Russian-backed authorities in the occupied region of Crimea in Ukraine say at least 4 people have been killed in the latest wave of Ukrainian strikes on the peninsula. 3 people were killed and 7 wounded in one of the attacks on what were described as non-residential facilities in the regional capital, Simferopol. It appears to be the first attack resulting in fatalities there. A Nepali Sherpa guide who went missing on Mount Everest 6 days ago has been found crawling alone to base camp after fears that he had died. According to Pemba Sherpa of 8K Expeditions, which was coordinating the search for the missing guide, Dawa Sherpa was found by a clearing crew on Thursday morning as he was crawling down snowy slopes around the Khumbu icefall. Germany failed to secure a temporary seat on the United Nations Security Council, UNC, on Wednesday, with Foreign Minister Johann Wadephul suggesting that Berlin's support for Israel may have cost the country crucial votes. The UNSC consists of 15 members, including 5 permanent members and 10 elected members serving 2-year terms. Germany was competing with Austria and Portugal for 2 seats allocated to the Western Europe and Others group, but with the 2 other countries ultimately securing the positions instead. The United States House of Representatives has voted in favor of measures to halt President Donald Trump's war on Iran as the conflict drags into a 4th month and both sides remain at loggerheads in peace negotiations. The vote on Wednesday marks the first successful effort by lawmakers to force the US to end a conflict that has had mounting catastrophic effects, from thousands of civilian deaths to global trade disruptions.
Despite an extension in admissions and a reduction in eligibility criteria, 743 Mumbai BS and BDS seats remained vacant across Pakistan for the 2025-26 academic session, raising concerns about declining demand for medical and dental education. Official data showed that more than 22,300 seats were available in 187 public and private medical and dental colleges nationwide. However, 743 seats remained unfilled even after the Pakistan Medical and Dental Council, PM&DC, lowered the minimum admission requirements.
A vitamin D-based therapy may help remodel the protective barrier around pancreatic tumours, offering a possible new way to make the disease more vulnerable to treatment. A small clinical trial led by Dana-Farber Cancer Institute found that paracalcital, an FDA-approved vitamin D analogue used for other conditions, could be safely combined with standard chemotherapy in patients with previously untreated metastatic pancreatic cancer.
The Punjab government has launched a province-wide operation against illegal industrial units operating in residential areas on the directives of Chief Minister Maryam Nawaz Sharif. As part of the campaign, the Environmental Protection Department's Chiniot team carried out a major operation against a leather processing unit accused of causing environmental pollution.
The Power Division has rejected claims made in a news report titled "New Power Tariff to Deter Solar Shift" and called it factually incorrect and misleading. A spokesperson for the Power Division said no proposal has been shared with the Hani IMS, industrial consumers, for using less than their sanctioned electricity load or for shifting to solar and other off-grid energy sources.
The Pakistan women's cricket team have been knocked out of the Ireland-hosted T20I Tri-Series after persistent rain washed out their match against West Indies at Tyrcastle Avenue. The abandoned match confirmed a bottom-place finish for Pakistan, who have only 2 points from 3 matches. Even if Pakistan beat host nation Ireland, they can only reach a maximum of 6 points. They can only reach a maximum of 6 points.